to the book club here on plzsoccer.com. Every week we'll look at books that have just been released from the sporting world, or indeed advise you on some classics that you just simply have to get your hands on. I'm delighted that in the book club every week I'm joined by the former literary editor of the Herald. Hugh McDonald is here with me. We'll analyse a book, the pros and cons, and then at the end of it tell you whether you should buy it or not, and we'll give it marks out of 10. So you can judge for yourself whether it's one that you want to get or not, but hopefully on our recommendation you might just go for it. This week's book, The Five-A-Side Bible by Chris Bruce. Now I have to say, Hugh, I looked at it and I thought, great, I'm into five-a-sides. I wonder what angle they're going to go on this one. And it literally is a Bible of so many different aspects of five-a-sides and the growing popularity of it.
Yeah, and it's completely different from my day of five-a-sides when it's, gym halls and sort of like just you played out in the street five-a-sides. This is that five-a-side of AstroTurf pitch. Referees, there's even a section on referees. I thought it was funny at times as well, brilliantly funny. The names of the teams were funny. Another thing as well is there was actually some serious stuff, like how do you, what should you eat, what should you wear. But it's tinged with great humour. It's a great stocking filler book.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the one thing about it that, the humour first of all, I mean, Murder on Zidane Floor, for the name of your five-a-side team is excellent. The Neville wears Prada. There's a whole host of them.
I mean, I was talking to the guys who published it the other day, and he said the names are still coming in, and there's things like the Lesbian Lions is another one. The other one is Schindler's Assist. He says the names are just complete. This is the thing that's really struck with the public. The names are still flying in. But again, there's some really sort of interesting stuff that will go on to, like people picking their best five-a-side teams, people talking about the characters that you always get in five-a-sides, the moaner, the whinger, the guy who thinks he's Ronaldo, the guy who wears the full kit, etc.
Yeah.
So
I've met that guy, I have to be honest with you, Hugh, the guy who turns up in the complete full kit that's setting back about 120 quid and he can't kick his own backside, to be perfectly honest with you. But the other aspect of it as well, I mean, apart from the humour in it, which I think there's an abundance of it, is the research into it. Because what you also get a sense of is the way five-a-sides has developed as far as the playing surface.
Well, that's the point I was making earlier on. I mean, literally, when I played five-a-sides, it was gym halls, it was just any kind of hall really that you play. Sometimes you're up against hard walls and you're playing 1-2 off that. I mean, the whole game five-a-side thing has become a great industry, and there's stuff in that as well about the guys who have set up real industries on the back of it, and this is a thing that is now become absolutely universal. I mean, indeed, it's really taken off in America, the fives.
Yeah, absolutely. Another good thing about it is we've claimed it as Scottish. No surprise there with the Power League and Goals companies that you're talking to, talking about there. The other aspect of it that I really did like was the fact that you mentioned there so many great players have picked their own five-a-side teams. I think we've got to indulge in it, Hugh. Your team against mine to see who would win.
That's right, and I've not picked myself because I want to keep it fair, because it would just tilt the balance so much in my favour if I pick myself. So I would normally go up front myself. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just bring on a sub, Maradona up front, and he'll be less of a danger to you than I would probably be.
Yeah. What is your five?
My five would be Buffon at the back. You need a really big goalkeeper. I think you need a really big goalie. And then your two defenders, I would have Beckenbauer, because he could play the ball out anyway and pass anyway. Maldini as well, because he was a great defender. And my favourite player, Bobby Murdoch, just sitting in the middle. Yep. Hard as nails as well, Bobby was. So, in the fives, you need a bit of attitude. And Diego up front. Yeah.
Are you 2, 3, 4, 5? Yeah, absolutely. You're not picking yourself?
No, I'll just sit on the bench. I don't see that there's any need for me to come on, but I'll just watch from the bench.
Well, the other good thing about this book, and I've got to be honest with you, I'm going to pick my five against you. I still think I might just edge it on the basis that when you come out, the one thing that they do in this book, you have a look at the team that's coming out to play, and you think they don't look as if they could play. But if you see Lev Yashin coming out in all black, you start to get a wee bit scared. Now, great Russian goalie, bit of mystique about him, and enough that when he dives, he can make the good saves. And then the key players for me, Danny McGrain, world class, can beat players for fun. And he's got Dalglish up front with him. And we've also got Lubomir Moravchik in there. It's got a slightly Celtic slant to it.
Ever so slightly.
And then I'm in there as well, just to kind of a help when Dalglish and McGrain decide not to pass it to each other. So it's not a bad five, that we go against each other.
And I've had the sort of privilege, and I say that kind of apprehensively, the privilege of playing against Danny McGrain, and the term hard as nails doesn't quite cover it. I mean, you shudder for like a tuning fork for about 3 days afterwards after going to a 50-50. Well, apart from the fact he's also the best right back in the world at one time, the best right back we've ever produced in Scotland.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Okay, let's get to the crux of this, the five-a-side Bible. Chris Bruce, we're going to give you the chance to win this as well. All you have to do, quite simply, is click on the link and head to the competition page. I like it. I like the fact that it goes into the origins of the five-a-side, it goes into the playing surfaces, it goes into the fact that, you know, what you should eat, how you should play it. There's even, tactics. It's all in there for me. It's a novelty in itself. I'm swaying between 8 and 9. I'm going to give it 9 because it's unique.
Well, I think I would give it a 9 for originality and the ability to tap into a market. This is a really clever book. I mean, it looks so simple the way they've done it, but they've actually covered all the bases of, I would say, like, if you're talking about literary value, it comes down, because it's not that, it's a fun book.
Yeah.
It's a book, but I would say, for anybody out there, if your brother or your mate or your dad or your cousin plays five-a-side, buy that, shove it in the Stolton at Christmas. It's a great gift.
Yeah, there it is, five-a-side Bible. Chris Bruce, and there is even a section which encapsulates everything that Hugh and myself are about. There's a guy who's still playing fives at 70 years of age. Play for as long as you possibly can, and maybe read this book, and it might help you get to 70 to play the fives. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget to click on the link. You can win the book in the competitions page on plzsoccer.com. From Hugh McDonald and myself, Peter Martin, thanks for watching.